Alright. Here we go. I'm getting like a second time. And first time you didn't see. Second time I'm getting called 4-bet here. When I want to 4-bet myself. Okay. We're going to be playing some indie games again. I've been studying them a little bit this morning. So I'm not as bad as I was this yesterday, but still I'm quite far off in a lot of spots, I would imagine. I reviewed the session that I played yesterday and I played really poor because I just didn't understand a bunch of spots. Now I think I'm understanding them better, but still it is going to be interesting because I'm a beginner. So we'll see. I'm also like 20% hangover because I had a few beers yesterday. So we'll see. I got one table right now of 2-5. I'm not sure if I'm opening a 5-10-5 table. Yesterday I was limping a whole bunch. I think limping could still be good, but I wanted to study what equilibrium looks like first, and then I need to have a preflop solver, which okay, this just seems like a range bet. Also, very quick checks usually means quick folds as well. Wait, I should be. Calling is going to be standard. I now know that I need to call a half lot here. It's tempting to 3-bet and squeeze and go very light here. Low call, I guess. I think 3-betting is probably better, given the fact that this dude is involved. I get a random lead, which should never happen there. Not sure what opening size I'm going with. I think generally bigger is better in theory, but smaller might be better in practice. No, I need to open wide. I'm not sure how wide though. Are we live? We are live, right? Yeah, okay. Let me share this. Maybe we might open a few 1-2 tables, I'm not sure. Like there's currently 2 tables of 2-5 running. Going to check here, I think. I think this is a bit gross. Like I'm going to have plenty of hands to defend with. I don't think intuitively there shouldn't really be an awful lot of block betting going on there. Also intuitively you'd want to go bigger with King 5. Because you'd want villain to have a king and then he's raising you. I'm not seeing any viewers in here. Is there anyone watching me? Oh, it's private. It's so stupid. Fucking hell. I set it on private. Dear lord. Can I change this to not private now? I was like, why is no one joining? Okay. Will this work? We'll see. Okay, we got some viewers. What's up, guys? Currently, we have How many people do we have in the server? Can we see that? Only the online guys we can see here. Let me see if I can find it. Thanks guys. Oh wait, fuck, I've got like the worst seat now. Wasn't paying any attention. Okay. This is an open. What did we do? Fuck, I was doing something. I was going to check how many guys we have in the not just public server. I have no fucking clue how this works. Okay. Cool. This spot, let's check. So like I said earlier in the stream when no one was around still, I've been studying this a little bit. Love your stream, could you tell me what should be optimal for areas for win when saw flop 1 at showdown and $1 at showdown? It depends on the format that you're playing. I decided to check here, I think that's reasonable. It's tempting to raise and get it in versus this dude, but we'll call on. Are those areas different for 50 now and 500 now because of rake? It's mostly the game type that you're playing. In these games it's going to be a lot lower because more world rake pots. I think we're calling river here. I think we're calling river, it's kind of gross, but I have no idea, like it's a non-full stack. Oh, we have a folding here. No, we're not folding here. GG. Okay. So the reason I'm mentioning this is because we're playing a different format today, and I realized, wait, I have no fucking clue what my win soft flops should be in a format like this. $1 at showdown. And when to showdown. It also depends a bit. It's going to be different at 500 now and 50 now. It's going to depend a bit on the side as well. If you're playing, let's say, 50 now on Ignition, you might see more multi-way pots than you would see 50 on Russian Cash. So it will vary a bit. I would say this is just like very rough numbers, but if your win soft flop is hovering around 50, you're probably going to be fine. When the showdown, yeah, it's going to be depending on the format that you're playing. Like if you when the showdown should be a bit lower at lower stakes, I think, but if you're hovering around 30, you're going to be okay. And $1 at showdown, I think like 51, 52, something like that should be reasonable. But like the problem with doing this, which is why I don't really have an accurate number for you here, is that you're taking one stat. Let me try to think of like a good metaphor here. No, I can't really find one, but you're taking a very global stat and you're trying to reverse basically, like aiming for a stat doesn't really work like that. What you'd want to do is you want to look at stats where you can directly link it towards better play, if that makes sense. So I'm not interested in one soft flop. I'm interested in how often do I fold versus a probe, how often am I raising versus a probe, how often am I second barreling compared to a solver, how often is the pool second barreling, and how should I defend versus that kind of stuff. It's good. Like the only reason why I have those numbers, or like why I want to have those numbers, is because I would want to gain an understanding of what general mistakes my opponent makes, and I don't really have. And like it doesn't make sense to look at my opponent's stats for second barrel because we're never going to have sample. So I'm interested in like what is their win or flop, so I kind of can understand like if it's like 54 and I've placed a check raise, I'm going to assume that they're going to check raise too often. Probably I should be thinking about that before, but yeah. Did you study yesterday? I studied this morning. I had like yesterday I stopped the stream, went to the city center here, had a few drinks. City center is quite small, so I don't actually, now that I say it, I'm like okay. But yeah, went to a cafe bar and had a few drinks. Ate some nachos, so that was good. And then this morning I woke up slightly hangover and I did some study, but relatively light study. But was kind of cool. Like I reviewed a bunch of hands that I played yesterday, and I played a lot of them quite poorly. I'm still very far off where I want to be in this game, which is not too surprising. I've had one study session, but I think I'm going to be opening this. This is close, but should be fine. And like I realize now that I should be opening wider, I should be defending wider. Like the antes are much more important than I figured. I thought they would be cancelled out by the fact that I should be mixing here. I'm just going to check, I think. I thought they would be cancelled out by it being 9 max, but they're not really. Here, in theory, we should be mixing, which is basically what I'm going to do. But yeah, I had a good study session this morning. I basically, normally what I like to do when I'm studying something. Wait, let me grab a seat here. Okay, we got 4 tabs going, that's good. I'm going to bed here, seems relatively standard. Come on, Mr. Beluga. But normally what I do is I go make sure that I basically pick one component out of the game tree and make sure that I'm slightly better at that one component. So to give you an example, I would be creating a game plan, bottom versus big blind, c-betting, and then I would make sure that I've got a very theoretically, almost like you're writing a paper on poker. I also recognize we're going to do an awful lot of cold calling, less so probably versus the 3 big blinds, but this should be reasonable. I think my opponent gets a bet somewhat, like this guy is range checking, this guy gets a bet somewhat often. I get a bet reasonably often because we're in position, but not with my hand. Love the stream, I gave you a shout on Hustler Casino last night. I appreciate that. Well, I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I appreciate it. Feel free to... Yeah. Almost misclick called here. Stats are not to be isolated when the showdown depends on VPIP and position, for instance. Yeah, that's a good point. Same thing for one-man soft flop. Like if you're, let's say you want to play a VPIP of 1, right? That's your one and only goal for the next 100k hands, is play a VPIP of 1. And your win-win soft flop is going to be massive because you're just going to have aces all the time post-flop. So it's just literally going to be you betting flop, turn, and river. Your betting frequencies on each board, on each street are going to be massive as well. We got a limp here. Do I have sometimes a raise? It's such a cool game because I'm... Oh wait, you guys can see that. Let me go move these. It's such a cool game because I'm clueless at least half of the times here. But it's kind of a cool... cool format. Base up board must be pretty good for him because we are going to be raising aces pre-flop quite often. One thing I'm pretty sure about is that I am not... how should I say this? I'm very far off being very good at this format. I'm definitely having fun, so... Yeah, I was going to check like how many players do we have in our Discord server. Members. 1,025 members, that's pretty sick. If you want to be number 1026, there's a link to our Discord server. That's kind of why I wanted to find it. But yeah, took me a little while. Almost wanted to fold here. I think this is actually cool. How ridiculous that might seem. Or not, depending on how good you are at this format. I guess we just over limp here. I have no fucking clue. Oh, wait, let me just fold here and show this. This feels like also like I'm playing in 2006. Good night, SMKN for A Roach. Thanks for the shout out on what's it called? Hustler. I appreciate that. I don't think we bet here very often. I think we want to have a 6 in our hand or something like that. Something with, or like a jack or queen even. Like let's say we have queen 6 or something like that, then we might want to bet because we can turn something at the very least. I guess one of the reasons why I like this game is because the skill ceiling is quite high, I think. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I'm going to go with 12 here, so maybe should even go larger. I'm going to block bet here. Get a quick call. Okay, that's good. I won't complain. Here on another table we called a 3-bet, hopefully. Open, 3-bet, everyone folds, I call. Probably, like, I said probably, but I have no fucking clue because the ranges are going to be so different than normal 6 max. But in normal 6 max we can effectively range check here. I think we should be doing fine here too. A mildly interesting spot. And then this is probably one of the worst hands to defend here because a lot of the hands that he wants to bet that are air are going to contain a 9, but not an awful lot that have value. There's quite an interesting spot here. I'm going to check, I think. But we have so many more offsuited stuff that it's tempting to keep betting here. But like I've basically... Okay. Limp, 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 limp. I set to 14. Call, call. I see that flop, call, call. I see that small 5%, 10%. I'll fold here because bit gross, but getting a nice little 3-bet here when we've got aces is always going to be good. I could see that the guy... that, like, what was his name? Pathetic Beluga is pretty good. I think he might be. Like, I'm not good enough at this game, especially to say if anyone is good, because people are better at saying that of me. I think I need to be humble here. Having said that, intuitively, based on my intuition, I feel like he might be good, but could also just be that I just suck so badly and we both suck, but yeah, who knows. Pretty standard bet here, I think, especially on this turn. There are going to be some turns where I want to check. I think I'm just range betting here because I feel like ranges are tight enough that the 6, the 3 and the deuce are not really interacting with the small blind range to the point where I want to do something else. I'm going to bet like 37 here. If we get a shove here, it's slightly gross, but we just have to call. Could he have a hand that beats mine here? Sure, like you could have pocket sixes, pocket jacks, pocket queens. Pocket queens probably shoving. Pocket jacks probably, most likely. Pocket six is probably raising the flop. Queen jack suited, queen jack of hearts is reasonable. Lots of pocket tens, pocket nines, that etc. that are going to fold here. I think I have a very clear value bet. My opponent should be calling with a jack, with a queen, sometimes with pocket tens, pocket nines, pocket eights, sometimes with a six. The problem is I'm not sure if he will, but we're just going to bet anyway and wish him good luck. This is one of those spots where if you get a snap call, you're fucked. If you get like him timing down for 5 seconds, you're hopeful that he calls. Hope I'm not getting stream sniped here. I might just pause the stream. Stop streaming. Okay. I think I should put it at higher number at these rec tables because like multi-way, I should probably increase this number. I'm at 4 minutes now, so let me see like how long it would take. Yeah, pretty close. Like, I should be somewhat careful, I think. I should be cold calling quite a bit here. I'm going to call here, I think. I'm not sure, but I think we call. This is an interesting spot. Would I shove pocket jacks here, pocket nines, pocket eights? I think I'm going to check. It's such a weird spot. I think he could be slow playing something like... I'm going to check. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the call on the turn there. Guessing it's close, but not sure. Almost forgot my coffee. Okay, let's see if there's more tables running right now. Kind of a swingy 2 minutes here, where we first won a pretty big pot, I think, did we not? Wait, it was this table, right? Must have been this table. Or was it this one? Yeah, first we won on 931 dollar pot, then we lose one of 800 something. Okay. Ah, dude. Okay. Probably recreational. It's leading here. I'm just going to call. The fact that this guy calls now means, and especially on this turn, means that we basically have to not low now. Oh, I'm always getting baited by your Discord notifications. Is there a Discord notification? Do I have? Oh yeah, wait, I've got it on. Like, that's so annoying. Let me turn it off regardless, because that's... Mine is like going crazy quite often. Okay. And I always feel annoyed by it, because like... Sometimes you're getting like 50 messages in some group chat, and then... Okay. Let me turn it off. Let me see if I can do that easily. I think even without a pair, I'm defending here. How do I go to settings in Discord? Jesus, I'm such a boomer. Settings. Oh yeah, okay. Notifications. Just turn off all, and I will desktop. Notify me when nothing. Incoming ring, no. Okay, cool. Cool. Here we go. looking where they go. Okay, cool. We are currently playing 5 tables. We'll add a 6th one soon. One thing I need to make sure of is that I'm actually thinking about every pre-flop spot, because otherwise, like, I'm going to be making mistakes anyway, but I've studied this a little bit, like I said, this morning, and there's plenty of spots where I now have at least a better idea than my pathetic beginner sucks. I have no idea, but I don't know, like, from what I've seen, I think seems like a pretty decent rack, but who knows, I'm not sure. I can tell you who's a solid rack in 6 max, but even then I usually don't have like a very strong opinion about a regular. Reasons for imposition 3-bet 2-6. No, that's basically what I meant with I should be paying attention. Was that the ace queen one? Did they go? Yeah, that's. No, we went to 12 there. Oh no, wait, I raised. Which one did I go? Can't remember. This might not be a call, but with this guy punting a whole lot, I think we can make it a call. But I should be going larger. I should be going larger. Not from 2 to 6, but 2 to 9 or something like that. I'm going to check call here. Potentially check raise. If he goes small, I'm going to check raise, I think, but now we'll just call. I think I'm just going to block bet, like, might not get ace high defaulted, but I think he needs to call king highs here. Relatively easy to overfold. For some reason, like, the animations in GG are still lagging a little bit today. So this is one of those spots where I think I should be defending. Kind of weird spot, I'm not sure, but feels reasonable to defend there. Could be wrong though. Where's this stack size? I'm going to have to roll here, I think, and I rolled high, so I'm just going to go with a large sizing, which is what I would go with anyway. Very interesting spots. The problem is that I could be dead here, although somewhat unlikely, but possible. I think I'm going to call. Am I not? I think I am. Should I have called there? Maybe I should just fold because I'm out of position as well. Didn't really. Like, one of my basic concepts in poker did not really consider as much. Now I'm getting a check back by like 10-8 and I'm it's kind of stupid. Okay, there's an all-in, we have an easy fold. Pretty sure that that call wasn't great out of position versus that size as well. Oh well. Here I stabbed flop kind of randomly. I turned top pair, which generally is good, but on the flush closing turn I like to check it back, I think. Yeah, 190. He goes pretty large. I should fold there. My 7. That's a really bad call. For some reason I thought I was in position or whatever. I'm not sure why I figured this was a good call. Ooh, relatively tempting to give up here. I'm going to give up. Oh fuck, I made a made a really bad fold on the table. Not playing too well. Luckily I'm not streaming this to the entire world to see. With a spade, I can bet sometimes here. Let's do it this time. Pretty good turn. I think I'm going 3/4 because my opponent makes some straights here. I do make some straights, so I don't have a nutted advantage, I think. So I'm just going to go 3/4. I'm getting 3-bet in another spot, button versus small blind, and I realize I'm not sure what the defending threshold is now. Because we opened super wide. I have no fucking clue when I open, like what my defending should look like. I'm getting an enormous raise. My opponent is going to have Jack 9 offsuit, 9-6 suited, 5-6 offsuit. So this is not great. I might have even need to check back sometimes when I... That's a very good river. Can't complain there. I think you should check the river, but I'm probably wrong. Feels like I'm going to have a ton of boats there. I'm gonna say I feel like I should be checking. I mean, I feel like I should be checking a lot. I have no clue whether that hand actually checks. I shouldn't probably comment on this play because I'm clueless at this game. I can flop a not flush. Let's just cold call. And look, this is one big blind pot with 7-4 offsuit. Yeah, I think that's how it goes in this game sometimes. Like the 7-4 offsuit was not the problem. I think the problem was like calling the check raise on the turn out of position, whereas for some reason I thought it was in position. I don't know what happened. Like that was pretty bad, but okay. Yeah. It's such an interesting game because it's so, the ranges can be so wide. Like the 7-4 offsuit was in a spot where I don't think I have to, like I would be better off not folding anything pre-flop. There's spots where people open a specific size and you just defend everything on the big blind. You can basically do whatever you want and you'd be fine. As long as you don't fold. Like this is one of those spots where I will need to defend an awful lot. 7-3 offsuit is probably a fold here. Probably a fold, but I'm not sure even. They just make like this. That makes this game like really cool. As if you like you're just, I don't know. Should we defend 7-3 suited or offsuit here? I don't know. Probably this is fine to fold in this spot, but like if you face a min open and everyone folds to you in the big blind, you have to defend it. I'm going to open this actually. There's a recreational sitting here, I'm pretty sure, at least. Playing heads up with him is pretty decent. Let's check four-way. There's also a lot of four-way spots and stuff like that, which also makes it kind of cool. I might get a call here, like with my 5 out draw. I'm closing the action. That's quite important here. Going to call because I think this might be recreational, but we'll see. Could be worse. I have no clue about the Jack-9 hand where the guy went all in. But the SPR is shallow, like you have the absolute nut straight. Not sure if you're actually range checking there, but you probably need to check a lot after check raising because you're not check raising sets when there's like 18 straights out there. Oh fuck, so tilting. I folded 9-3 offsuit where I should have had, which is like, let me show you the hand. I should have like basically limped my entire range here. Or so I think. I'm going to go and yeah, I think he's not never check raising a set, and I'm going to have a bunch of sets that are calling. Some flush draws, sure. But I'm like, if I've got a bottom straight there, not sure if I'm calling on the paired board. Although I really shouldn't have too many. I guess you are. I'm not sure. We got a limp here. I'm going to go 3/4. He limp called here. Going to be a bunch of stuff in there, I think. I was going to say there might be some leading here. I'm not sure how much leading there is. I'm going to call, but not super thrilled about it. Playing a bunch of hands here. I'm not sure if I'm getting value from, like, he doesn't really have a 10 when he leads the turn, I think, so I'm just going to check. If he has some sort of 6-7 type hand, he might slow play or whatever, I'm not sure. This feels weird, but okay. And here we face an all-in by Pathetic Beluga, which we're going to fold against. We have a straight. Discord notification is still going, sorry man. Let me try to fix that yet again. Like this cleanest solution is close Discord. In some other spots I 4-bet here with ace-5 suited versus Dano, a fellow Dutchman, so at least it stays in the country. Did I not save it yet, or what is this going? There's some notifications in. No, in fact, they're still going. I can hear them. Fucking hell. I'm just going to close Discord, I guess. Still going, and I closed Discord. Literally closed the app. How can I still get notifications if I close the app? That's insane. See, I just literally closed it, but it was still going. I'm not sure how. How do I... Wait, maybe, okay. What if I just go to sounds? Okay, wait. I'll try to fix it. Give me a second. What the fuck happened here? Okay. Because I left that table. Do I have jams here? I'm not sure. Oh, okay, that's tilting. That should not be possible. Probably going to be bet 40 with range or something like that. Like fours and deuces are not really relevant. Not range, but high betting frequency. I rolled quite low, but I've got a diamond in my hand, which makes it a high frequency bet, I think. I'm trying to like get. These Discord sounds off. Open volume mixer, okay. I guess we just rip now. Oh, my PC is freezing. When he has aces, yeah. Let's run it once. That's a bit unlucky, but that's how it goes. Not an awful lot we can do there. Got a bit lucky in that board pair hand, now we are a bit unlucky. Okay, let's see, I want to basically mute Discord. Okay, Discord is muted. Now, I don't think you should be hearing anything, but don't take my word for it. Let me know if the Discord notifications have been fixed. Tempting to raise here, getting a call by some flush draws. Potentially folds by some weaker hands. Stronger hands, sorry. Plus deny some equity. We got 78 viewers here, which is good. On a random, whatever weekday it is, night. Is it Friday? Is it Friday? Thursday, okay. Thursday. $78 degenerates here watching a guy punt away his money on the 2-5 tables on GG. Fuck, where's my coffee going? It is, okay. One thing that I want to check real quick is, oh, that's not what I wanted to check. Oh, did I call? Oof, I thought I called for a second there. Luckily I didn't. Okay, leaderboard. Like how high did we end up yesterday? think I might stream an entire day tomorrow, although I probably should study more because I suck at this game, so I might as well get better. Hey, George just played 5-10 yesterday. '15th, that's not bad. Decided to cold call here. Open, call. Decided to call. Fold. Not sure if this is a call. But with antes, how bad can it be? I think I'm going to fold here. Here we ISO this guy. Luke calls on the big blind. I think I'm going to go bet 75 and check here and bet this. Shouldn't be too many sevens in Luke's range. Probably some though. Like I raised a 7, so it's not like there's an awful lot, I guess, but there will be some. I can't imagine that my... Let's go ahead there. Block betting. I got one through. Let me see if I close some stuff. Wait, let me see performance. Feels like my GPU is sometimes, yeah, it's like running quite. And there could be some queens behind me, but very little. I'm going to re-ISO here, I think. Sure, let's do twice. That's one. We'll take the other one as well. That's good. Folds. On the table you can see. Okay, so let me see how I can fix my GPU being like this overloaded for something that it shouldn't get overloaded by. I have no clue why this is the way it is though. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm Ty. I know you because one of the best Thai cash game crusher was your student. Who was it? I'm curious. What's his nickname online? trying to think if I had, like, I've had a bunch of Asian students. I've had people from Thailand, living in Thailand, I mean. We're going to check down here. But I don't know if I know anyone that I've coached that was actually a Thai native. But I don't want to insult any of my former students. Let me check, I've got like a list of people I've coached, at least in the CFP. Okay, I'm going to fold first and overbet. I've got a pretty good bluff catcher, but it's worthless if he's not bluffing enough. He has 55 VPIP though. I'm still going to fold. I think this bet sizing is just a bit too strong, and also there's going to be guys behind me that might have just rivered it. Probably not a queen, but that might have a jack or something. I'm not sure. What happened here? 9-6. Wow. I have no idea what I should be defending here. Raising, calling, folding versus 7.2 big blinds. I have no idea. Literally no idea where to draw the line. Like a king queen we're defending. King jack probably fine to fold. Assuming that this limping range is uncapped and that this is not like some sort of recreational. Okay, let me see. This is an interesting spot. I think for versus multiple players that have like a ton of flush draws, flushes, I'm just going to check back at a high frequency and then check this as well. I would be checking flushes, basically a lot of stuff there. Players. Do I have like, I don't think I've got the addresses in here, do I? No. We used to have that, but not anymore. I can't remember. Don't see a particularly Thai name, but what the fuck do I know? Maybe if you say the name, I'm like, oh, it's that dude. I remember that. Hard for him to be bluffing here. That's the problem. Like, what are you going to bluff, right? Are you going to try bet worse? Probably not. What are you going to be bluffing with? God knows. 6-5. A random 9, which I block. The 6-5 even betting the turn, right? Like, I'm relatively confident about this fold. Wait till he shows value hand. Here we've got an interesting hand. That's not bad. I jumped quite harsh up. This is poof. This might be bad. Oof. This might be bad. Who the fuck knows that? I have a different spot. I have no idea. Here we're going to call. Probably win a set over set. Sometimes lose versus 6-4. Wow. Interesting. Labels are going to be off in this game for sure. Let me explain what my labels are. But they're going to be off here. Blue is tighter regular, more passive leaning. I'm going to raise here with cool. Blue is more passive leaning regular, red is more aggressive leaning regular, light blue is just nit rack, orange is normal-ish rack, and green is recreational. But these tags here are quite worthless because some of them are a few years old. Most of them are quite old, and I don't know. It's hard to interpret like how aggressive someone is in these games, because everyone should be playing relatively passive because every pot is like 15 to win. Kind of like I'm going to leave this one up and I can't call. He has ace. What did he have? What board was it? I don't know what board that was. Was it like the... Oh, we'll keep this one up with like the numbers. We might as well, right? Let's keep this one up with the numbers and everyone like having a relatively small stack. All the ones where we've got like a bluish color tag we neglect. ISO, this guy's going to like ISO wider, re-ISO wider. So limp, this guy's going to ISO wider, which means I'm going to 3-bet a bit wider. I'm not going to 3-bet 9s and 10s very often, but he's going to call always. So I've got a set disadvantage. I think I'm going to go and bet 3/4 and check, and I check this very often, if not always. But who the fuck knows? I have no fucking clue what I'm doing here. I'm just clicking buttons basically. I'm still like the Thai dude that was in this chat and that gave me what's it called in English, like rule fault here, I guess. I should be defending sometimes here, I guess, but okay. Although like we should be checking back pocket 9s, pocket 10s. We don't have stuff spot. It's easy to overfold there, I think. But like the Thai dude that said that I coached one of the best Thai cash game crushers. Who did I coach? Please let me know. I would like to know. I'm wondering if you're like confused with someone. That might be... It would be kind of sad, like... yeah. It's like, yeah man, you're Patrick Howard, right? Like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm not. But it's all good. Patrick's great. Didn't value went wrong, fuck, what did I do? Oh yeah, like the... yeah, I think... It's thin though, like that thin value, that... Was it? Wait, let's go back to the... If we don't have any hands going on, this should be on top, I think. Everyone who joins the stream must be like, wow, this dude is crushing. I should get some coaching. Hey wait, there's a link to his website. This dude is amazing. Just kidding, for what it's worth. Yeah, I'm not sure about the... Like, it's probably fine. Hard for me to call worse. Like... I called preflop. I'm not going to have Jack 5 suited, Jack deuce suited. I'm going to have Jacks 5 deuces. Which all I would play this way. Then we've got some King Jack. I'm not going to defend any King. I don't really have naked Kings. Sorry, I'm not going to defend any Jack, like Ace Jack or something like that. I'm not calling him whatever. I don't really have a random King in my hand very often, right? Like, why would I call this check raise multi-way with a random King? Like, I might in theory need to call with some Ace Jack type hands. That might need, but like, yeah. And if I'm not and he's just blasting off with Queen 5 here, then he might be still doing a lot better than I am. Okay. I feel like I'm still playing way too tight if I look at my VPIPs. Let's see, I'm at 45 here, we're good. Also, I might not 3-bet enough now. I know I shouldn't be 3-betting as much, but I'm not sure if it should be this little. Let's open this. Now we've got a relatively small pot and some other tables. Luke coming for my stack here. Is this a thing? I'm not sure. Is that a thing? Some very wrong labels. That's fair. Especially in this game. Like I could definitely see that. To be fair, like I'm not paying any attention to the labels right now. I feel like I'm not qualified enough at this point. And look, so for instance, like Luke, I think it's not like he's blue doesn't necessarily mean nitty, but more blue lining, if that makes sense. Red means more red lining. But I was tagging some players and then I realized I'm tagging everyone blue, but I'm pretty sure not everyone is blue. So I yeah, need to be somewhat aware there. It's also not like there can be very good blue liners, right? Like that, probably better than I am. I think I'm barreling am I barreling here? Can we get called by worse? King Jack of Diamonds. Queen Jack of Diamonds maybe? Not sure. But make pocket jacks fold. Pocket 9s, pocket 8s, pocket 7s. Are you winning today? I'm not sure yet. Because it's not the end of the session and I don't want to jinx anything. But I'm probably up. I think I'm up, yeah. And now, I think I'm just ripping. Am I just going to bolt? I think I'm just ripping. It is a bit gross, but... One of the benefits of betting this on the turn is that we have bluffs there. And it's going to be pretty hard to have bluffs on other spots. Okay. Here, this guy opens, I 3-bet large. This guy has a massive wheel, so I just want to ISO him. This is not a pure 3-bet there, but if the guy's playing 63 VPip, it's probably going to be fine. Diamond is pretty good. I'm still going to be checking, but diamond is pretty good. I'll take another diamond. Channel all my energy here for a diamond. It's not a diamond. Just going to say check, please. Tough one. $63 VPip though. I think I'm going to call. What? I'm going to call here. This, I'm going to not answer this call, I think. I think I'm going to call here. It's a 63 VPip guy. Like he's going to have random shit there. That's part of the random shit that he could have. Okay. Unfortunately, we did not win there. But are we winning today? Let's not be too much of a dick and just try to get an answer to that question. I think I am, so. But who knows? Yeah, that's false. Hold them. Probably not great, by the way. This is not good. Like, it's a lint pot. I'm actually going to have way more of these types of hands than I got value hands here. Like, I'm going to have 10 8. I guess I have 8 deuce offsuit, 10 deuce offsuit in my range. I got some value hands as well, but probably shouldn't be doing this. Just got a bit too happy with my diamonds there. The 25th. Oh no, it's not the 25th. Go 6. On the 6. I think I'm going to not bluff because this guy says please don't bluff and I don't want to be a dick. Ay ay ay. That sounds great. Okay, let me see if I can show you where we are at right now. Can we? I think I'm calling that, I'm not sure. Plus 2x. Jesus, open. Fucking hell. PC is lagging a little bit. Photograph, yeah, okay. This is where we are at. So we're up, let's say 1500. I'm getting a lead here by Osgiliath, who if anything is not a blue tag, but thanks, get wrecked. We will call here. Like, the only card I'm really feeling thrilled about is a 4. Not so much, but okay. Can we value bet here? I'm not sure. Wow. So it definitely is aggressive. There's some leading there, but also not an awful lot of leading. Let's check it down here. Ace Queen, Queen 10. Wow, okay. That's good. That's good. That was a cool bluff with 6-5, yeah. I'm not sure if the turn is a bet though. I think it might be if the flop is a flush draw. I'm not sure if it is when the turn is a flush draw, but maybe it's either way is fine. Maybe it's just a punt, who knows. But it's cool that we on the river have some bluffs. Hey Nashas, what's the average win rate on anti-tables on GG? That's a tough one to answer. I think it depends a bit on the stake that you're playing. I looked at like 500-0 and they weren't great. 6th in value bet with the king, yeah. GG. Okay, let's have a bunch of things at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and 12 big blinds here. Getting a little bit thirsty as well, so let me see. Should I just grab something to drink first and then? I'm going to wait this hands out. I'll answer the chat in a second then. There's a couple of questions. I don't think we fold versus one big blind with a pair, any pair. Especially not with a 5-out pair. I could see that we would need to fold with like pocket 4s or pocket 6s or something like that even. I'm going to grab some water, hopefully. Sorry for the kids, screaming kids, if you can hear them. I was just on the hallway here, and I heard my eldest daughter say, "Can we grab a few drinks tonight?" Which is kind of funny, because like last night we went to not a pub, like a pub restaurant type thing, and I said something along the lines of like, let's grab a few drinks to my sister who was in our house, and my daughter asked like, what's a few drinks? Because we have a specific word for it, it's borrelen. We said like, you'll see, and we went to the cafe and we ordered nachos and like some snacks. So my kids ate relatively poorly last night, but now they want to go have drinks with us because they're like, well, I like the food. Anyway, let me get you an answer on some of the questions. So versus 5x a weak call here, I think. A queen is good. Okay. So half pot-ish, we call a little bit more. 6 bluff. Raise. River raise. Maybe raise with the jacks. That might be an option. I didn't want to because he was playing 60 VPip, so that felt kind of ugly. Normally I would be interested in raising there, but not versus 60 VPip guy that wants to basically play every hand. I'm just going to pull that here. No, I'm not going to pull that. I don't really... The annoying thing is... I'm going to block that actually, I think. I block some calls, but that please, okay. What's the average winning rate? So like I think in lower stakes it's like 0 to 2 big blinds. I think at 500 now it's like minus 2 big blinds roughly. But we get about like maybe even a little bit more on these tables. But we get like let me call here. Well, that just might be a bit wide, I don't know. Do we lead now? Let's not lead our hands. On the other hand, we get into this spot. But like the rake is like 18 big blinds. Let's say we get like 0.41. Which is kind of roughly what I think I'm getting. I think it's a bit more on these tables, but okay. Then we're winning 7 big blinds, which is quite a bit. To be fair, like looking at it from that perspective is not ideal. Checking here because I actually have very few very strong hands here. I think go to just shove here and call. I think I just call and I hope that he randomly punts off some random hand. Not a great turn card, but we just call because he could have a straight, he could have lower flushes, he could have king 10. 6. I think the 6 is the only hand that he could have, like the only card that he could hit. Like he basically is trying to one out me here. That's good. Smooth cruising indeed. But yeah, like, let's say you're at 0 big, let's say we're at -2. And then you get this in rake back, which is low, on the low end on GG. Because I'm in the Netherlands, so we pay a lot of taxes, or the GG pays a lot of taxes to be able to operate here, and then that means that we get less rake back basically. But yeah, it's pretty smooth cruising, I can't complain. This is a cool spot. You're just limping your entire range basically. And then you take it from there. I think versus 3 big blinds, I'm not going to fold any suited hands here. We get such a good price. We're out of position, sure, but we could flop a flush. That's just enough in itself to want to defend there. I'm going to raise here, I think. I think quite likely his player type would be betting larger with the king. Not sure, but I think so. I guess I call. Kind of gross, but also sizing is quite small. I should probably have a leading range here. I'm not sure if it makes sense versus what I presume to be a knit fish. Although I don't know, he's playing his first hand here. Tempting to go on min raise here. We are probably going to lose here. Gives a checks back. What does he have? 7. Paw. I think this guy's pretty aggro from what I've seen up until this point, but what happens to the other tables if you're focusing on one hand? I'm playing them, like I'm playing them slightly worse. Because I'm focusing on this one hand. That's probably what's happening. And then sometimes I'm like, oh fuck, I should have called here. But like, basically, let me see if I can show you. I can, but let me see if I can do it properly. What it looks like for me, kind of. I think it's like this. Oh, you can see it a little bit here. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like when I'm foretailing. But I decided to keep one up because I've got quite a lot of feedback that is easier to see for you guys, easier to follow along. And quite often there's like some pre-flop spots and stuff like that in there. We're up 2k right now. Outside of rake. So like, yeah, close to 2k. Would be sick if we can get like some sort of a jackpot here where Luke has pocket tens, this guy has pocket jacks, turn as an ace. I wasn't too sure if I was going to sleep today. There was right before I started my stream, like at lunch, and I ate like a really saturated lunch. Hold here. Like I ate egg with cheese, basically 2 egg cheese. And some vegetables. I'm not sure what they're called, like onions. Fuck, what is it? I'm not sure what the other one's called. I don't know. I can't fucking remember. Anyway, I was like, I had eaten that and I was like super tired. Because I had like a few drinks last night. I woke up feeling like, when I woke up and I'm feeling like I was charged at like 77%, which is like not ideal. Probably fine. Dum 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 dum. This probably doesn't happen very often, but we are here now. I'm going to go to 9 here. Should go really polar with like a bunch of 9-6 suited type hands in there as well. Relatively easy to miss. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was like feeling really groggy after lunch. I was like, "Ooh, let me just get like," I just laid in bed and with my eyes closed, podcast on, and waited for 20 minutes. I was like, okay, cup of coffee and we can go. Probably a fault. Probably a fault. I'm playing a bit higher VPIP today, which is good. Yesterday was definitely too low. Now I'm at like this 127, one at 23, one at 37, one at 26. Let me open. Jesus Christ. 27. So 27, 26, 37, 23, 27. So probably overall I'm like at 28 or something like that. Wait, cold call here? I'm not sure. This might be a bit much. Let me actually swap this table with this one. I'm going to check back and call 2 times. We'll go ahead and bet here, I think. On this other table, am I going to thin value bet the river now? Potentially own myself here when I get a call by pocket queens. I think I'm going to. Like, this might be a bit much, but bet. We get a snap by queens here or something like that. That might be horrible. This is probably too thin though. Probably too thin. Slight regret with my bet here, but okay. If he 10 calls me with queens, that's I'm embarrassed. Like, I hope he folds. He's a very good poker player, so I don't want don't want him to see what I did there. I'm calling on some other spots. This is too thin on the river. It doesn't make any sense, but okay. We got away with it. Luckily, I didn't show it on stream, right? I think I'm just going to block bet small here. What else can I do? I've got like very bad bluff. I remember playing with Dana on the 6 max tables like way back, and I always thought he was like very passive, but now that I'm seeing him here, I think he's pretty aggro in these games. Maybe my attack is wrong to begin with. That was, and I'm not even saying he was a bad passive player, I'm just saying he was more passive leaning. But here feels like he always has like 30 something VPIP. But who knows? Let me mark that hand. Is it this one where we went with ace 10? Like, the river is definitely too thin. The reason why I went for it with ace 10 there was because on the turn I felt like he was going to call me down way too light. I was like, this is, yeah, he's probably going to call me too light here. Not sure why I bet then, but I bet, and then I felt that, and then on the river I was like, if he's calling me too light, then I might as well play bet top pair top kick here. But yeah, how long have you been playing until you could make a living playing poker? And that's a story. I played a lot of poker when I was, so basically I'm 35 right now. I played a lot of poker when I was young. So like when I was 17, I played my first hand of poker, I think. Then I didn't really succeed, like at all, until I was 23, and I decided, okay, I'm not going to. This is a good. Wait, fuck, am I just out of sitting here now? I'm in the big blind. Don't want that. Okay, close. Okay. Sorry. Accidentally almost took a seat. So Sorry, I got like a couple of decisions here. Let me just play this first. Like it's a long story. Can you give you the shorter version, I guess, but it's a cool story. So let me take a sip of water. Didn't really succeed. So in 2013, when I was 23, I decided I'd go back to school. Because I dropped out of high school, not to pursue poker, but because I was just a moron. I was just young and stupid. Decided to get my GED, got into teachers college, finished that, started working, and when I got my tenure, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to let me open this. When I got my tenure, I decided, okay, I'm going to be doing quite well here, I think. And I don't need to work as much anymore, if that makes sense. Like in the beginning, when you're starting out as a teacher, like a lot of stuff you need to figure out still. And then I was working full-time for 2 years. I was like, okay, I've got this under control now. Let me find a hobby here. I'm going to call here. So in 2019, I started a blog on Run It Once called One Day I'll See the Light, where I documented my rise, hopefully rise to the stakes at the time from 10-0. And initially I struggled a lot. Like I struggled heaps. I'm going to check and hopefully win with my king here. Win versus queen 10. I think I'm calling here. I'm rarely winning, but this guy very bad like a random king earlier, like king 9 in a similar spot. So I'm just going to call. Hope it's king 9 and not, or it's that. Okay. Initially I was struggling, then things got better. I moved up from 10-0 to 20-0, from 20-0 to 50-0. Then I joined Poker Detox in late 2019. And then COVID happened. And schools were closed. Like my workload got like slashed by 80%. And I would still make money. I would still get paid. So it was like, for a lot of people, it was like a very shitty time. But for me, it was a great time because the games were popping off online. I had all the time in the world to play online. I couldn't do much else as well. So I just studied and grinded my ass off. And then in 2021, so like 2 years later, I went full time, roughly. And now I'm okay, Jesus, I'm like got like 10,000 tables here. And now we've got a coaching for profits program. Although it's not necessarily only coaching for profits, like a lot of the students that we have these days are actually paying subscription fees, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna fold. I'm not auto betting all my flushes here, I think. So we've got a lot of students there, and we've got I'm doing some private coaching through my my private coaching program called the mentorship program, and I'm playing not actually professional anymore. Like I'm probably still going to be making, if I play this volume, if I continue to play this volume, like roughly 100k this year or something like that, is what I would guess. But it's not my my main thing anymore. Maybe I'm making a little bit more, who knows. if we get raised here, I think we just call it off, but yeah, okay, definitely for this sizing, because he could have ace-jack with the ace of clubs here. Okay. I like the raise by him. Not necessarily because he's going to be blocking. Oh, actually, does he really block value there? I'm not sure. That's probably fine to bluff there because it's hard to find enough checkbacks on the turn with flushes. So, but yeah, like I'm. The company is like my #1 priority now, and then I'm playing poker just because I like doing it. So that's what's up. I always said to myself and the people I coached and people on the team and people I worked with that I'm a poker player first and a poker coach second. So for a very long time I was grinding quite hard myself at 5-10 and 10-20. But these days my priorities have shifted a bit. Not because I don't like playing poker anymore, otherwise I wouldn't be playing 2-5 today, but more so because I've got 2 young kids now, 2.5 and 3.5 years old. And so I don't want to work in the evenings. I don't want to work like early mornings and skip breakfast with them. I just want to be there in this phase in their lives. Like the other day, we had like some friends over and I had a few drinks. My wife hadn't any drinks that night, so she's like, "You can sleep in tomorrow. I'll do the kids." So I slept in. I was laying in bed, and then I heard my oldest daughter say, "Why is Daddy not coming? I want him to come. Daddy's supposed to be there in the mornings." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." But obviously, still, I was a little bit hangover, so I was like, "It's really sweet, but I'm still going to sleep now." But it was kind of nice to recognize that she got used to me being there, whereas a year ago I was playing in Andorra. I was playing a lot on, let's say, US facing sites, and I would wake up really early and I would not be there during breakfast. I would not be there during lunch. I would be there again, like I would work from, let's say, I don't know, like 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. or something like that. From after dinner, I would be there, but I wouldn't actually be there. And then in between, I would go sometimes with them to like the park or playground. So it was not like I wouldn't see them at all during the day. But yeah, now we have like these very strict moments where breakfast, I'm going to be making the breakfast with them. We eat oatmeal every morning, and I'm making it with them while they sit on like the kitchen table, kitchen countertop. So I'm actually going to barrel here with. So yeah, it's like really nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with my life now. But it also means that I'm not able to, like if I want to be there in the morning, if I want to be there in lunch and dinner, then that means that the moments to play are kind of scarce because I gotta do stuff in the company. I gotta do group calls, gotta do one-on-one calls, gotta make sure that contracts are arranged, that the accounting has been done. Gotta make sure that I have calls with accountants, with students, with coaches, with anyone outside of the team that wants to work with us in some sort of a way. Like there's a bunch of shit that needs to be taken care of. So like usually in the afternoon, I could take it more chill, work less hours, and just do the company alone and make it like a 40-hour work week or something like that. But I really like playing poker, so I'm still here playing my 2-5 game. Because I like doing this. I like like if I could choose, I would personally be in like a jurisdiction that would allow me to play higher stakes tax-free. And then I would probably do that. I would probably I would probably prefer playing over running a business, if that makes sense. Not complaining about being in the position where I am right now. But if I could make the same amount of money in both ways and like the same lifestyle, like if I could just do it 9 to 5 with a break in between, I would probably just play poker. Playing professionally without coaching must be terribly exhausting because your income can't really be estimated. So your video on variance about it. Yeah, it can be. You just got to make sure that your win rate is sufficient. Like I was in a situation where my win rate was always quite high. Not necessarily because I was always the best player in the game, but because I valued my win rate more than others. So I would be table selecting quite a bit. Here we're going to range bet. Relatively wide formation, so the wider the formation here is, the more I want to range bet, unless I want to do something like overbet and check here. So I played in relatively good games always, and always my win rate was like high, like 6-7 big blinds per 100 hands. We'll open here. What does this guy do? Okay. So, and if your win bet is like that, then and you play like 400k hands, you're going to know roughly how much you're going to be winning. Also, the goal should always be to make so much that, I won't say it doesn't matter, but let's say you run in like the bottom 20%, you're still going to be quite likely winning. A bunch of hands going on here. I got one of the few bluffs I can have here, I think. Block some folds with like queen 10, king queen, ace queen potentially, but yeah, what can we do? Wow. That was funny. Very tempted to jam here, but like, there's also not an awful lot of... I'm going to call here, I think. This might be a bit much on the turn, who knows. There's a bad call. Ah, fuck. Damn. Now let's just hold around. And here I'm getting fucked a little bit. Should have folded somewhere, probably on the turn. Maybe on the flop. Flop probably not though. I get check raise here, it's probably fine to call. Let's fold now. Like, it's really hard right now to be still ahead unless you're 6-7, 8-6, 8-7 type hand, which could be, but who knows. Bit of a random spot here versus Luke, who was three betting pre-flop, c-betting flop, and now he's checking the turn. I think I just bet here. I want to go something like this. I was gonna say I'm probably going to check down. That ace-king hand I'm not sure about. Who knows? 9 table 10-0, 6 table 25-0, 4 table 25-0. Pick the best tables, accumulate win rate, go to 50-0. Don't stay at 10-0, 25-0. Like there's literally, I've done that. Like I just told you, like I wasn't successful in the beginning. That was because I was playing way too many tables at micro stakes and just cashing out every month, which was borderline moronic. I'm going to call here because this guy's involved as well. It should be fine anyway, by the way. But move up. The difference between the stake that you're currently playing and the next stake, the biggest difference is the money. Not the skill set of your opponents, not your win rate. It's going to be the money. Can see the queen 5 hand now in replayer where I got called by a queen on the river. I got owned, but luckily still was good. Let's call here. With a 5-5 pair should be okay. It's multi-way though, so I'm not sure. I think I'm going to change this into bluff, I don't know. Such a funny hand where he called me with the queen. That ace-king hand, I should, like, is it this one? Yeah, that's this one. I should be checking that. It might be fine, like I might exaggerate how bad it is. Maybe I need to shove turn, but there's not a lot of draws. I'd probably not shove turn, like it's just either call or fold. Who knows? Who knows? We were supposed to put this one here with 700 big blinds. Let's see if we can get to like 1,000 big blinds there. That would be cool. How is the tax working? Okay. The tax in the Netherlands is relatively straightforward for gambling. The consumer doesn't pay the tax on licensed sites. The site pays it for us. So, out of every dollar that the site makes, not net profit, but like, yeah. So let basically, like if you're, oh wait, let me slim this first. If you, wait, yeah, cool, okay. If you are a lottery in the Netherlands, you collect the fees. Let's say you got $1 million in fees, then 40% of that goes to the tax man, and that is relatively. It's actually 37 point something, I think, and then there's like 2% additional for additional cost or whatever. I think we call King 8 or something like that. That's intuitively, but like my intuition is quite wrong here. So who knows? So that's the same thing here. GG rakes a bunch, has to pay 40% of that rake directly to the tax agency. Then out of the rest, it pays rake back and stuff like that, and all the other costs that it has. So we don't pay taxes ourselves. Everything I win on GG, it's tax free, but our rake back is quite low, and so we don't really. I don't really get the same amount of rake back as I did when I was still in Andorra. Also, like the main problem is the limited amount of sites that we've got in the Netherlands. Like if you're grinding in the afternoon, it doesn't really matter because there's no games running anyway, so GG is your only option. But if you're playing on in the evenings, for instance, then you basically still got GG and iPoker and Unibet. Those are like the three options. iPoker without rakeback, GG poker with low rakeback, and Unibet without rakeback. So that's not great, but like if you win anything, like you get it, you can just withdraw tax free. Don't need to register as anything. You can just basically, yeah, win money like that, and it's tax free. But like we used to have a better system where every site located in the EU was tax free, which basically meant like most sites were tax free. Guess we fold here, but who knows? Checking back here. All the flops are open, cool. Checking back. Like I it's funny, right? Like you have a lot of instances, like a lot of things where you kind of, like I'm going to check this. Okay, like there's a lot of spots in life where the government does something and you have a feeling like that might be stupid, but also I don't know enough about it to justify my opinion here. At least, like if you've got a filter, like there's plenty of players who don't have that filter and that are like, oh no, I'm just like plenty of humans that like, oh no, I know everything about everything, and I like to be relatively critical of my own opinion, and so I'm like, a lot of things I'm not actually certain about, if that makes sense. But with poker, we have some ridiculous laws. It could be worse in the Netherlands, but there's a lot of emphasis about getting gambling addicts not to gamble on licensed sites, but not at all about like getting gambling addicts out of unlicensed sites where they can just deposit unlimited. I'm just going to call it. I'm not sure if this is a fan, to be honest. Like this probably is not. Now that I think about it, but okay. I was rambling on and I didn't think thoroughly. And yeah. So a lot of it is designed in a way to prevent a random dude from punting all his money at GG poker, but then I don't want to advertise for that because, for one, I would not be allowed to. But like if you do one Google search, then you can circumvent all the systems that were put in place to prevent gambling addiction in the Netherlands. So I don't know. I might be biased a bit, but I think the best thing would be to have like a competitive market. And then sure, you're going to get a few more licensed, like legal, right in the spotlight addicts, which is like looks bad, right? But I'm going to call here, rolling this low. But it would still be better than having infinitely more on unlicensed sites. This guy is going to squeeze. I might just raise. Whereas the goal of the Netherlands right now is like make the market smaller. Remove the option to market, so no commercials at all. Is the next thing they want to implement. But like 90 whatever percent of the commercials and the advertisement that you see online right now is from unlicensed sites. Those don't give a fuck. They will just continue doing their thing. So. Here we've got a mildly interesting spot. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like from the outside, it looks great. Like okay, we are not going to allow any big corporation to market and profit off these gambling addicts, and everyone's like applauding. But it's like, okay, well, is that actually what's happening though? I think I'm going to check here. Wow. Wow, is he not supposed to value bet that? I have no clue, but like if Luke is checking, I'm just going to assume that it's not a value bet, but I would have been, I don't know, my dick would be in my left hand while I would be smashing at least 3/4 spots. Like I would not go below share here, but like I would have been so thrilled about the spot. To be fair, I've got flushes, right? Like I'm not saying that, like I've got flushes, I got 6-7. I was actually considering check raising here, and then I was like, oh, that's probably a bit too much. But especially if he's like checking back with hands that are stronger, then it's definitely not great. I wouldn't have check raised here, by the way, but I thought initially is this a spot where I could check raise? But like I was like, no, that's not a spot. Within like 2 seconds. Anyway, let's limp here. 9 max or 6 max is better. The win rates typically on most sides are higher at 9 max. But do with that what you will. We'll take a 10 of diamonds, please. 10 of diamonds. I've looked into the France tax system. I think you pay relatively high, like the poker side pays for you, but you also pay tax as a professional yourself. I don't think as a amateur, but as a professional, I think you have to pay taxes. Checking here is reasonable. Probably most Spain players are moving to Andorra, where you pay 10% on your income above 40k or something like that. We want to call, not super. I should probably raise here. I should probably raise. Playing a bit too passive. Oh wait, what's my smartest side? Okay, that's like for longer periods. That's probably fine, to be honest. Do we limp here? Do we limp? Getting 7 to 1. Not sure. I think we limp here. I don't know. Let's fold the jack deuce suited. I'm not sure about that one. This one I think we call. If we get a bunch of folds here, I'm going to shove myself. If we get a call, I'm going to shove here, I think. 71 VPIP, good luck, dudes. Quick call, that's probably not good, but like 71 VPIP, right? Like, how bad can it be? Okay. Let's run it once, just spike on 9 and back our backs. On the river would be dirty. I'm not sure if I'd want that, to be honest, like getting it on the river. No. Wouldn't even want it, that would be too dirty. Glad it didn't happen. One of the coolest things about running a CFP is seeing some guy that was playing 50 now posting like 30k winning months. That's like the best feeling. So some guy that was playing like 50 now a year ago is now winning at 10-20. That's yeah, the best. And I'm not claiming that as my accomplishment because it's his accomplishment, but it's kind of nice that I get to share that a little bit, if that makes sense. That you get to see, like, okay, I don't know. You see people change their lives quite regularly, which is pretty cool. It's easy to forget sometimes. We're 4 tabling right now. So let me see if I can get another table going. What time is it? Okay. Am I going to make it into the leaderboard with 400 points? What would have happened last week if I had 400 points? It's Thursday, so Thursday the 19th. I think everyone's kind of happy that I ran it once here versus do it. The 19th I would have had $110 here for the amount of points that I've got today. Probably today is going to be more because there's more tables running and stuff like that, but... Oh, this is a 510, okay, never... No, it's a 2.5, okay. Let me take a stab here. In the week before, 400 points would have gotten me. Yeah, you're definitely going to make it in there. I might just stream an entire day tomorrow. Like the mornings are usually quite slow in terms of like people attending streams. I think I streamed once in the morning and I got like 6 viewers tops. Maybe I'm just going to try to play the entire day tomorrow and see what happens. I think I'm still up a little bit. Look, I've got 4 notes here. Okay. If you are here and you haven't subscribed yet, then please do me a favor and do. I'll keep all these streams up. I'm not going to put anything behind the paywall or anything like that. So yeah, like you'd help me a little bit with that. Okay. I think the rake is roughly $1 per hand here, so keep that in mind. Roughly, like a little bit less. So we are up 1k roughly, which is still good, right? Like I'm not. That's pretty damn good. And then we get some rake back. Hopefully at one point we win a jackpot or something like that. That would be great. Mm-hmm. I'm having such a chill life right now. I'm well aware that's a weird thing to say, but just thinking, you know, things are good. Like before we moved 3 times in 2 years. First we moved to the house where I'm streaming from now, then we moved to Andorra, then we moved back. We had like 2 kids within 1 year, somewhere in there as well. So like it's been quite stressful, to say the least, over the last few years. And now the kids sleep through the night. I don't work as much anymore because I'm like waking up a bit later. I don't try to, yeah, like, wait, let me see, this is 10 backgrounds, okay. Okay, different table. Yeah, like things are good. Basically, I'm working on coaching stuff in the morning, play poker in the afternoon, do that 6 days a week. But also kind of, it's like such a chill feeling knowing that I don't have to take care of a baby when I'm done with poker. I love my kids, but like the baby phase is like, definitely do not miss that. I think I'm going to call if he bets here. This guy seems relatively aggro. Okay, let me just check it down. And split. And also, if I don't make any more money playing poker this year, it's okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. Obviously, I would like to win money while I'm sitting here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to come across as arrogant or whatever, but I'm grateful. I think I'm going to call here. With the ace high, I'm actually doing quite good, I think. Although, like, with the recreational involved, maybe it's not a great one. Why your VPA? Oh, this is the reason why I called on turn. Why is my VPIP that much? No rake. No, you got a VPIP quite a bit here because of the antes. My VPIP, I think on average right now is like something like 28, which I think is fine here. If I had to guess. A lot of rake actually, but like because this money is in, you gotta basically like do some really weird stuff. Like there was this guy, he's not playing anymore, Pathetic Beluga or something like that. And I had him marked yesterday because he opened King 3 offsuit. I thought that might be too wide, but it's actually a GTO open. So like you gotta go really, really wide. Here we are in an interesting spot. I'm just going to call, I think. Checking range. I was going to say I would prefer to see a check here. We are going to call though. Would prefer to see a check. Streaming only on YouTube, yeah, I'm only streaming on YouTube. Not because I don't like Twitch, but because I've been too lazy. I've already got like subs on. I think I'm going to call. I would call with queen 9 here. So I'm basically uncapped. Queen 9, jack 10, jack 8. I would not check raise those hands either, always on preflop. Would much prefer a check there, but okay. Gross. I'm going to think about this for 30 something seconds. Okay, could be king queen. Quite a reasonable amount of combinations of hands that king queen type hands that would shove here. Is he going to blast off queens plus? Probably not, so his value range is relatively thin, and it's going to be a bunch of 2 pairs. Some sets, pocket 10s, pocket 5s. Pocket 10s, pocket 5s, jack 10, and then some bluffs. I think I'm actually calling here. There's not an awful lot of value hands here. Okay, I didn't think I would go with aces, three suites when it was like multi-way there. Good for him. Interesting hands. I wonder if I made like a, probably not a gigantic mistake calling the river there, but if I could have played it better. I didn't think he would just blast off with aces on this turn. Because it was like 4-way on the flop or something like that. 4-way on the flop. Seems awfully thin, but I'm not sure if I'm just like exaggerating there a little bit. Just when I was telling how grateful I was with poker and life and stuff like that. Okay. Where are we? Okay. So my thoughts here on the river were, to summarize, we need to be correct like 34% of the times roughly. If he's going to do this with queens plus, which probably is reasonable, maybe it's reasonable, I don't know. I feel like those types of hands should be checking back. Like queen specifically might want to bet because it has equity, but aces probably wants to check back quite often on the turn because I'm going to have check 10, I'm going to have 10-5, I'm going to have... I'm going to have those hands... Actually, no, maybe not. Not 10-5, but I've got jack 10, pocket 10s, pocket 5s, pocket 8s, jack 8, 10-8, queen 9. Not sure. How come you're not doing the GG client stream thing? Seems like a no-brainer with 100% rake back. Yeah, for sure, but they won't activate it if you haven't been streaming for 3 months. You need to stream at least 3 months. I asked them, hey, I did YouTube videos and I've got 5k subs, but they were like, no, we want you to stream. I'm going to call here. I have 3 bets on a different table way too small. That's kind of stupid. Check. Hope this is queen jack. King queen, okay. I would have folded. Still annoyed by that ace jack hand. That's now I can see the replay now, where I even pay an extra big blind because at time being called ace jack. So yeah, like you need to be streaming for 3 months. I asked them like, hey, can we, based on the fact that I'm a Run It Once elite coach and I run a CFP and got 5k subs, is that enough to potentially get like a shorter thing? But I wouldn't get like a relatively standard email saying, no, these are the requirements. Okay, whatever, I'll try again in like 6 weeks or something like that, and then we'll see. Like my first stream is actually more than 3 months old. So who knows, maybe I can convince them. Let me see when my first live stream was. We're at 4.98k subs. Jesus Christ! Can we get the 5k, please? Live. The first one was 10 months ago. Yeah, it might not be great. I'm going to stop small here, cheat a little bit. You can see that. Ah, fuck! I limped in a random other spot, which wasn't intended. Oh, this is actually an open. It's folded to me. I'm almost folded again. Like, it's fucking stupid. Bet the flop here, randomly river a flush versus Luke. I'm just going to go with one sizing here. In the bet check bet line, it's always going to be B75 with all my value hands. Okay, let's look at the graph, right? Let's look at the graph. Let's see the damage. Things are probably not as great as they once were, but that's life. That is life, unfortunately. Okay, we are still up roughly 1k. I don't know if you can see that, wait. Excuse me. With roughly 400 bucks or something like that, a little bit more, 450, maybe 500 even in rake. So we're up $500. $500 is a lot. And then we got rake back, right? So like probably 750 or something like that, but yeah. So I really would like that 100% rake, although it's not actually 100% rake back. I think it's 100% for the gem point thingies. I think we just call here, spike the 8 of diamonds. Clean 8 of diamonds. It's also not bad. I'm going to check call here. Yes, sevens. Jack out. Wow, he would have been value betting. He just bets randomly with Jack high there. I would have guessed that there's going to be a lot of pocket pairs in there. Would have either had like a snippet that would make it into my YouTube Shorts roll forever, or as like the most liked video where I'm calling with 8 high, or I would not make a snippet out of it and no one would remember. I'm getting flamed with 2+2. That could be as well. Dum, dum. I think I'm waiting till I can get like 10k, 25k out of the gem store. The annoying thing is I don't really get that many gems. And if I get like the higher rake back, dear friends at GG, if you're watching right now, and you give me the 100% rake back thing, my ocean level is currently at like 50% roughly, so I would get double the amount of gems. Then suddenly, like the 50k is on the table. I'm probably going to be grinding a lot more then. I don't know if it's a big difference though, I'm not sure. But just because you can, I would just like grind it more. This is an older one where I was still up more. It's an older one too. This roughly is the current one. Oh well. I think pocket 10s wins the most amount of jackpots. I was going to say if I'm getting a squeeze here, I'm just going to call. I might 4-bet here. No, I'm calling. I think it's just a call. If not because I can hit a set, then because I can win a jackpot versus Dano, which, either way, it's going to be great. I want to think about this a little bit. Cool. Let's put a 10, 3 aces. Just put 3 aces on there. think I'm going to have a pure call here, but this might already be folding a little bit. I'm not sure though. And I didn't roll like a 0, so I'm just going to call. It's a bit gross. Getting a check here. I'm gonna mix. Am I checking this back more than 55% of the times? I think I'm betting this 48%. Let's go with 40, it seems reasonable. I'm going to check back. I don't really see what else I can do. Relatively happy with that. Here we're going to call. I call the 3-bet preflop, which I think is fine here. Let's go with big blinds. Now if we get a, I was going to say if we get a bet now, it's gross. This guy's 3-betting quite a bit. I'm going smaller. Should probably not do this. I think this player type is not going to overfold. I'll just check back here, I guess. I'm just going to go all in. Are we going to go all in here? I think if I'm, it's so tempting to go and bet large now. I don't think I'm going to. I feel like I'm not sure if he's going to fold the hand that he has there. Like the data suggests that they're not overfolding there, so me betting there would mean that I'm betting in a spot where data says they're not. Yeah, like it seems kind of weird, right? If I can't prove it's profitable, then why would I invest 500 big blinds? That's one way to look at it. Here I'm calling solely because I've got a backdoor flush draw, and not necessarily backdoor straight draw, but now that I see it, I've got a backdoor straight draw as well. It's tempting to go for the check raise here. Got a pretty good jamming hand here. It's kind of gross if he snaps, but I think we just got to do it. Going to have a reasonable amount of queen 10. I'm not always going to raise it on the turn. Mostly not, I would say. But We'll see if we get him to fold something here. It's Fitzy, so probably he's going to call me with like Queen Jack. I'm a bit hesitant to shove versus him specifically, but yeah. I guess I want to have bluffs here sometimes, right? Like, what else can we do? We need to have some bluffs here. We're not going to have plenty. It's really hard for us to have bluffs here, to be honest. We're going to have 10-8, Queen 10. He was in the chat not too long ago, so I had to show it there. That gets the heart racing down. If I go live here, am I still seeing the stream? I'm not sure how this works. I accidentally managed to close the... Okay, I'm good. Okay, let's call here. Dear Lord. Okay, cool. So the first time when please don't bluff blasts three. Yeah, that I feel like that makes it less likely he's bluffing. But okay. I think the Queen 9 is a really good bluff, but it's because it's really hard for me to have a bluff there. I can see it in the replay now. Like, that's great. Man, just gotta. It's really hard for me because like I'm not calling Queen 9 here. Queen Jack versus a 3/4 bet, am I? Such a cool bluff. And even if Fitzy is pretty good, to say the least. I think I don't know. Every time I'm playing with him, I have no idea. Right? Like I've not studied his game thoroughly. I haven't seen anything else other than sitting at the table with him. Like, but like I feel like he's pretty good. We'll check here. So I don't think he's going to make a mistake splitting his range. I guess that's the main thing. Like, I don't think he's going to necessarily bet larger with Queen 10 here to the point where he does it too often or stuff like that. Here we're calling. Call. Okay. I'm going to call the river as well because this guy's punting left, right, and center. I've got an ace. I'm hitting live a little bit with my ace here, but I'm not folding. GG if you have it. He has it today. It looks like mostly 8 racks, 1 fish in these games. Surely some racks are minus EV. If you're sitting in the wrong position and you're not one of the top racks, you're probably not winning pre-rake back, but with rake back, you're probably doing fine. Like this guy, for instance, if he's sitting with 200 big blinds deep, he's going to lose a lot. Is it going to offset everyone's rake? Probably not, but they're pretty decent. I think you get pretty close. If you're sitting in position, you're definitely going to have a positive win rate. Okay. It's great. I can see the Queen 9 hand down the replay. Chef's kiss. Jeff says, thank you so much for your content and live streams. This is gold. I wish the field don't access this content. Haha. Good luck, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. It honestly means a lot. How many binds should I aim for a jump in the stake? That depends a bit on what stakes you're playing. I'm kind of toggling between two answers here. One answer is it depends on which stakes you're playing, what your win rate is, what your how soft the games are, what kind of games you're playing. Like these deep stake games, you need a bigger roll for than some 1 cent, 2 cent type of game in 100 big blinds deep, because your win rate is going to be pretty much there if you study it somewhat decently. That's like the neutral way to answer it, like the perhaps a bit I don't want to be dick way to answer it is if you ask that question, then probably you want to be somewhat careful with moving up, because I would assume that most winners, like long-term winners in their games, are going to have some idea on how to answer that question. And so it's always good to ask someone. I don't really, like, feel free to keep me asking me questions, but I wanted to give you like that perspective as well, which is maybe not the nicest, but I wanted to be honest, I guess. Like if you're asking that question, then there's a risk, there's a decent chance, I'm not saying you do, but there's a decent chance that you're not winning right now and that you've been on a heater. Because like I think there's a lot of ways to answer that question in 2026. Wait, let me open this. And most winners will be able to do that. So like there's plenty of articles on bankroll management and stuff like that out there. We're going to flat here versus Fitzy, who we just owned. Just kidding there. Where we just won the hand against. I think we have a lead here. Is it going to 3-bet pocket 10s, 8s, and 7s as often as I got them? I'm going to lead here. Maybe not on a disconnected board like this. Not a good card for my range. I'm going to range check probably now. Although I'm going to have 8-7. No, I don't know. I don't really have much there. Yeah. Okay, look. Fuck you, Luke. I'm going to call here. Spike a jack on the river, please. It's a gross river. I'm going to fold there versus Fitzy. Getting jammed on. I've got like a pure fold because I block all the bluffs, but Fitzy showed a bluff. I'll show you the hand because if we're going to show the hand where we bluff Fitzy, then we need to show the hand where Fitzy bluffs us. Like I had the worst of bluff catchers. I don't think I would overfold here because, well, maybe. Like, is he going to shove pocket queens here? Probably not, so it gets relatively thin. And 3/4 pot on the turn with ace king, probably not a thing. It's just the problem is that I block queen jack in particular. I knew he's probably going to shove every king that he has. So king, queen, king, jack, he might have. Ace, king, occasionally, possibly. Everyone, it says everyone knows. Show one card, other is nuts. That's fair. This was probably 7-5 suited. I think it was 6-5 suited though. 6-5 suited, ace-5 suited. Ace-5 suited probably not, right? I think he folded that. Anyway, I've done like a bunch of videos on, or like takes on bankroll management. Like the thing, it also depends on, like it's a valid question. I didn't want to invalidate your question. Maybe you're just a professional and you're like, okay, well, what would you do as a professional, right? Like, because I know some guys that are way more aggressive than I am, so. Yeah, it depends. It depends. I guess there's no one size fit all answer. If you are working full time, you're playing your 25-0 game, and you want to move it to 50-0, and you've got like 30 buy-ins for 50-0, just play 50-0. If you don't need the money, then moving up makes sense. If you're playing, I don't know, like 500-0, and you've got, I don't know, 15, let's say 20k to your name, and you rely on poker as your income, then don't move up. Potentially move down and play a shitload of volume until you're more ahead, because you need to be able to lose. That's a fault, I think. You need to be able to have 3 losing months and not lose anything. And it also depends, are you living in like the US or Europe, Western Europe, Eastern Europe? Do you live in Southeast Asia? What is the cost of living? Like, there's a bunch of different... It's hard to say without knowing your situation. It's going to be relatively personal. Calling sometimes, 3-betting sometimes. I'm going to call now because I rolled low. It's 5 o'clock, damn. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see how late we are going to have dinner. Okay, perfect, I'm going to wrap up. I'll need to close the table, so it will take me another 10 minutes. Wait. With Jack with 2 outs is just call pre-flop, call at raise, and check, raise the flop and bet turn. I have no fucking clue what you're talking about, dude. Jack with 2 outs. Let me see, is it this table? Jack. Let me see if I can find a hand and try to reconstruct what you're saying. Jack. It's been a while since the hand happened, I think. Is it here? I feel like I won versus Ace King that hand, right? Was it here? Wait, I won with Ace. It's probably this table. Or this one. This one is probably Jack. No, yeah, okay, here. Okay. Okay, let's try to reconstruct what my friend is saying here. Can we call here? Can we? Probably not, right? I was going to say wait till we flop a straight now. Okay, so let's try to reconstruct what our friend is saying. With Jack, 2 outs is just call pre-flop. I call pre-flop. So far so good. Call at raise. And check raise flop. We call at raise and check raise flop and bet turn. Bet turn. Not. I don't know. I have no idea what you're saying. And this is no offense to you specifically, but I've learned the hard way that the YouTube comment section, like taking advice from the YouTube comment section, is not necessarily great. So 3 bets, do something, Dano. But raise pre-flop with 1 table is not so good. You want to win. I have no idea what you're saying. I'm not even going to. I think this is one of those guys that likes to coach people on the YouTube chat. I'm not sure. You want to win, and Jack plus, Ace Queen suited plus versus I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm really trying, dude, but I have no idea what you're saying. Like, I think in poker there's this, it's so easy. Like I had it yesterday. Global sit out next bet blind. I had it yesterday where I was playing the same game. I hadn't studied it for a minute, and I was like, I'm playing bad. Like I'm not playing great, but there were a bunch of spots where I was like certain I was right. And it was just a matter of unconscious incompetence, which is something you have very easily in poker. You're like, okay, I'm doing this based on intuition, and my intuition is probably good. And then you look at it, and you're like, okay, well, ranges are way wider here, and therefore I'm not even leading here, and this is just horrible. So, that is to say, I'm not sure if I played the Jack-Jack hand correctly. But I just wanted to mention to you that I have no clue what you're saying, and that's one. And two, I'm getting coached so often in YouTube comments, and half of the time it's nonsense. Half the time it's nonsense that I understand. This time it is something that I don't understand, so I'm not even sure if it's nonsense or whether your line is that with like a few drinks on under his belt. I don't know. But yeah, like I'm going to call this, I think. Beer time. No beer time today. Trying to not. This is makes me sound like I'm an alcoholic, but I'm trying to not drink as much beer, as many beers. I drink like once a week tops usually. This week it's already going to be twice, because my kids are going to be spending Saturday evening with their grandparents, so they're like having a sleepover there, which basically means I'm going to I'm going to be drunk. And I had a few beers yesterday. I'm getting a large bet here. I'm just going to call, but I at this point feel relatively confident of best hand, like 72 VPIP guy. That can't be too bad. He could be very betting worse. The fact that he sizes down is also quite okay. I think if the river is a very blankish card, I might lead. That's not a very blankish card. It's ace 10, ace 7. Like that's. I was right. Oof, that's good. That's good. That's good. 71 VPIP guy, come on. 3-bet me. 5% 3-bet, probably not. 3 bets. Guys, squeeze me. Like, there's free money here. There's free money. Come on. Please don't bluff. I'm just going to bet 3/4 here and bet solely against this dude. I hope Fitzy now does not raise. But I'm just like exploiting this dude for calling any two basically pure flop. Oh wait, let me see, my wife's probably going to text me. Okay. Let's see what the damage is today. Is there a way to see like the average amount of streamers, the average amount of viewers that you've got on streams? I'm going to cold call here actually. I should not 3-bet this pure, this is like a very high frequency call. It's like, put a fucking queen on there. For the love of God, put a queen on there. This is actually a pretty good spot to be in, because like if these guys fold, I'm going to raise. Please fold, Luke. Nice. Okay, I'm going to raise here. $74 VPIP guy. If he flopped the set here, GG. Ah, fuck! I called. That's stupid. Fucking hell. Did he flop a set or something like that? What the fuck did he do? He flopped. He turned a straight. Dear Lord. Oh my god. I get a queen on the river. What a game. This is also like not great. Like, this is tilting on so many levels. Let me explain. It's tilting because I lost. That's one. Then it's tilting because I misclicked on the flop here and didn't get it in while I was still massively in front, but now I'm behind. So it actually seems like if you look at my EV graph now, it's actually no change in EV, even though I ran pretty bad here. And then this last one, obviously I lose versus 9-6. And he sucks out on me, but I guess, okay. I get it in with like 80% equity or something like that, most of the money. Oh well. I'm happy that I find the check raise though, that's really good. Like, that's really good. Dear Lord. Tilting hand. Oh well. I'm happy the way I played it. Like we got the money in good. Most of it we got it in good. Some of it we didn't get it in good, but it's life. And recreationals win sometimes, unfortunately. But otherwise they wouldn't be playing, so yeah. See, I'm trying to improve my narrative here in this situation. This is such a gross graph as well. Let me show it. Okay, we it's not over yet. I gotta check here though sometimes with the straights.